Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how you guys can start identifying schematics. Now, I'm not going to go into no crazy deep detail of how to do the schematics because as you guys know, I mostly focus on the simple ways to trade Wyckoff, smart money, whatever you want to call it. But I do know there is value in understanding the schematics because it helps you understand where you are in terms of the current cycle of price at a current time in the market. So I'm not gonna teach you guys every single thing, but I'm gonna teach you guys how to learn it, okay? Because I've just honestly learned a simple thing and it helped me understand schematics more easier. So with that being said, let's get started. Now, for the sake of this video, I use a certain book that has schematics and I like how they have it printed, but I know the internet and copyright, so I'm not gonna use that book or put it in here. But I'm gonna just use a simple I'm going to use a simple photo off of Google right now to kind of describe how we can look for this in particular distribution schematic. But this is not the one. It's pretty much the same. There's different types, right, guys? So I'm just going to go over the basic on how to really learn it. I also have a book recommendation that also helps. It's very heavy. It's very detailed. The link to that will be in the bio. It's called The Wyckoff Methodology by Rubin. Okay, let's get started. Now, honestly, this very simple thing is what I struggled with when it came to understanding schematics. And that is understanding your trading range. So this is my trading range. Okay, so this is this line here and this line here. Now, guys, this trading range is comprised of two components, your buying climax and your AR, or it can be your selling climax and your AR. So literally wherever you are on the chart, let's say the buying climax is up here. I will label this BC and I'll label this AR. So wherever these candles close is where your buying climax and your AR is. Okay, so if those are where the candles are, that's where the candle comes up and then down. That's where you would have your trading range. Now, this is important because everything we do now is in comparison to this trading range. So if price goes like this, that's our buying climax. And the first time it comes down, that's our AR. Now, between that, if the market just goes like this and this is all randomness. So until it comes back and tests the buying climax area, then that would be our second test. Now, sometimes I see people practicing and they're not doing things in order. So these things have to be in order. So the second test doesn't come before the AR. It doesn't come after, the SAL or anything like that. It comes before that. Okay, so you want to make sure you guys are copying these charts or whatever schematic you're using in order. I noticed a lot of people are kind of labeling things all over the place and it has to be in order. So buying climax, AR, identify trading range, and then start with the motions, okay? So when we're identifying the schematic, we're copying, okay, the ST comes up to the line, okay? The up thrust goes above the line. The SAL becomes before the up thrust and it goes below the AR. So you want to copy the exact distance. I want to say the jump skip in and the jump skip out of the trading range, okay? So now we have our second test and then, it's doing whatever. And then finally it goes outside the trading range, which is our sign of weakness, and it comes back in and then it goes above all of this, which is our up thrust, okay? And then it comes back in the trading range, does whatever it wants to do, and then we get a UTAD, which is supposed to be above that, okay? Okay, so this uphill right here, where we got a buying climax, second test, up thrust, 1, 2, 3. I'm skipping the second test, so I'm calling this 1, 2, 3. Is going to show us distribution. Now, we're going to start entering off some tests. So for example, say this UTAD comes up, comes back in, and then comes back up. That would be our test. Now, how do we know where to enter in on that test and how far to go? This is where our basic point of interest comes in, guys. If there's an imbalance right here, this is where you would sell at this imbalance bill, stop loss above the UTAD high, and continue. And then it may come back in the range and retest the range, right? And leave the range again and retest again. And between this, guess what? You might have other order blocks, points of interest. So it's very simple to get in on the test in your LPSYs. Okay, so this is over here. So I hope this was useful, guys. It's not too much in depth because you do have to practice it. But the key things, if you're taking notes, and you should always take notes, is step 1, identify your buying climax in your AR. Step 2, create your trading range. Step 3, identify the highs and lows above it. So now quickly, I'm going to show you what I had on Euro JPY, and I'm going to mark that up quick for you guys. Okay, awesome. So this was my trading range. This is my buying climax. And I made this line, and make sure you do this neat, guys. No crazy colors. I literally make this a dashed line. And this was my AR, which is a dashed line. Okay, so then here's my buying climax. Here's my AR. So that's my trading range. So now everything that happens around this. Now, sometimes your second test can come a little bit above it. And then I have my minor sign of weakness because it came outside the trading range, and then it came back up. Call this up thrust, and then whatever happened again, and we call this a U-tad. Now with that being said, once that U-tad happened and it left off and we got a major sign of weakness again, more signs of weakness outside the trading range, what did it do? It came back, it tapped back in to this area, and what did it do? Let me change the time frame. I think this was a 1 hour. Yeah, it came back right into the trading range in the exact spot and filled the imbalance. Stop loss above the high of a different time frame to get a better snipe, like so, and then sell all the way down, which looks like so. Okay, stop loss below the low, a 1 to 10. Okay, so that is a quick, you can call this test, LPS, whatever you want to call it. I call them both the same thing. So this is how you pretty much use schematics. Again, I don't really teach schematics like that very heavy. I just focus on what? Boom, imbalance fill, right? So, because this can stress you out, but if you at least know how to enter at the end of a situation, well, that's all you really need to know. Okay, but so hopefully this helps you guys understand how schematics really work and how it comes into play when it comes to imbalances and points of interest. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.